Unseen barriers. Why the U.S. Army isn't taking on Mexican cartels. In the midst of escalating drug violence, many wonder why the U.S. military hasn't taken direct action against Mexican cartels. The answer isn't straightforward and involves a complex web of reasons. Firstly, international law plays a critical role. The U.S. military operating on foreign soil without permission is seen as an act of war. Mexico, a sovereign nation, has not invited such intervention, making any unauthorized military action a violation of international norms. Secondly, the United States and Mexico share a long history of cooperation. Both nations work together on various fronts, including trade, migration, and indeed, counter-narcotics efforts. A unilateral military move could severely damage these relations. Moreover, military action is not a silver bullet for dismantling cartels. These organizations are deeply embedded within the social fabric of many communities, making them difficult to uproot without causing significant collateral damage. The nature of cartel operations also presents a challenge. Unlike traditional military foes, cartels operate through clandestine networks scattered across both countries. Identifying and targeting these networks without harming civilians is a daunting task. Additionally, the use of U.S. military force could lead to an escalation of violence. Cartels might retaliate, not just against military forces, but against civilians, potentially leading to a humanitarian crisis. Policy implications are also at stake. Military action against cartels could set a precedent, affecting U.S. foreign policy and its stance on national sovereignty worldwide. It raises questions about where and when the U.S. could intervene. Public opinion is another factor. There's no consensus within the United States about using the military to combat drug cartels. Such an action could divide the nation further, complicating an already polarized political landscape. Economically, the repercussions could be significant. Mexico is a major trading partner with the U.S. military intervention, could disrupt trade, impacting both economies at a time when stability is needed more than ever. Environmental concerns also arise. Military operations, especially in delicate ecosystems along the U.S.-Mexico border, could have unforeseen negative impacts on the environment, affecting biodiversity and natural resources. Collateral damage is a grave concern. The risk of civilian casualties and the potential for widespread destruction in urban areas where cartels operate cannot be taken lightly. Furthermore, the root causes of the drug trade, such as demand within the U.S., would still need addressing. Military action might disrupt cartel operations temporarily, but as long as demand exists, new organizations are likely to emerge. It's also important to consider the impact on U.S. military resources. Engaging in a conflict with the cartels would stretch the capabilities of the U.S. military, potentially diverting attention and resources from other global commitments. Lastly, there's the issue of geopolitical implications. Other nations might view U.S. military action against Mexican cartels as an overreach, affecting international relations and the U.S.'s global standing. In summary, while the frustration and desire for a swift solution to the cartel issue are understandable, the complexities and potential consequences of military intervention make it a far less viable option than it might appear at first glance.